Hey everyone, welcome back. As you can see, my hair is pink. Look, things happen in quarantine. Don't get me wrong, no mistakes were made. I love my pink hair. And I thought it was fitting for spring and Easter and summer. So that is why today we are also making these flower earrings, which are super fun. They are super fun to make. You can make them in all different sizes. I mean, like, these are big honkin' ones, but would be a lot of fun to wear in spring and summer. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you how to make this flower shape with one piece of wire first, and then I'm going to show you the trick on how to make a pair of earrings that are the same size. So we're starting with 20 gauge wire. I've cut about 16 inches of the wire. And we are going to start, let's say, like 2 inches from the left side of the wire. I use a pair of flat nose pliers for this next part. You're just going to grip the wire, that 2-inch mark, and then bend it right there. Okay, give it a little squeeze. We could go back and do this at the end. All right, now the size of the petals will be dependent on this next part. So we don't want them like too huge. So why don't we do like just 1 inch from where we bent it. And bend it back the other way. Okay, so that's going to be the size of our petal from there to there. So now just do the same thing because you've already got it started. So you're going to grip, bend it over, give it a squeeze, come down here to the other side, bend it right back. All right, now to make 5 petals, we've got 1 petal and we've got 2 petals. So we're going to do this 3 more times. One, two, three, four, 5. Now, where we made the bends, we're going to go back and make them, we're going to squish them so they're like a hairpin. Whoops. Okay, and then as you squish them, just like I was doing, they kind of get twisted sometimes. So just make sure that you kind of twist them back so they're flat again. And then go to the other side, and I want you to do the same thing. Life is a winding road. Now the more even you can get these, that means that your petals will all be the same size. I'm not always great at getting them the same, like this one's going to be longer than the rest, but that's okay because I think they end up turning out a little bit more whimsical. And like I mentioned in my other video, symmetry is just really not my thing. So now with your accordion, you're going to start to go and pull them apart. Where you pinched it at the tip will stay close together. Like so. Now the next part, you'll need something round, and this will depend on the size that you make your flower, what you have laying around. You could use, well, maybe a pencil, or you could use the end of your tool. You could use a marker. I'm just going to go ahead and use this ring mandrel because I have one, and it will allow me to play with the size. So let's just stick it in there. So once you have it in, you're going to squeeze the ends inward like so. And then you have a little shape. And if this happens, which you didn't squeeze it evenly, you could just go in and adjust it with your pliers. All right, so you can start to see how we're creating that shape. And we're going to do that for all of them. Put it in and then squeeze the two sides together around and then out. This one will just kind of, so he's not in the way, just bend him out, up. Dude, I think I had too much coffee today. I'm a little jittery. Right. Okay, this next part, what I do is I go in and I just shape everything. You know, and if it's not all the same, I don't know, I kind of like it because it looks more like flower-like, like it's moving around, or I don't know. All right, now this next part, you do have the option if you want to go in and hammer it. I did hammer these. You could texturize it. This one, I believe I did not hammer, so it kept the wire round. So all I'm going to do is put it on my steel block, and then I'll go around and lightly hammer it. Even getting those edges to really flatten out makes it look kind of cool. So well, I guess I could hammer it while you're watching. I'll just speed it up so it's not annoying.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.
Now that we have hammered the piece, you'll see that it gives the wire a nice kind of cool flat look, but it also does something called work harden the wire. So as you hit the wire, I guess the molecules or something will compress. I don't know, something scientifical happens, and the wire will harden up, and that's great for a design like this because it's a very delicate flower, so you don't want it to be able to easily bend while you're wearing it. So it's a good thing to go ahead and give it a smack. The next thing we'll do is take a bead. You choose whatever bead you want and the size of it. And we'll put the bead onto the short wire that we left at the beginning. All right, now this is the part where I am not let's see if I can explain it. I know I'm not the best at doing this next part. I think there's probably a better way, all right? But I'm going to show you what I do anyways. Okay, so now that we have the bead on, I'm gonna go in and, like I said, kind of messy. I'm gonna grip here where I would normally have this part, and let's see. Let's try something. Let's bend it and then I can't even explain what I'm doing. There, okay. So I want the bead to lay in the center, but I want to try to keep the shape of this leaf over here. I hope you can just kind of follow what I'm doing and it makes a little sense. Okay, like so. And then take the short wire and let's pick a direction. Just start to wrap it around the bead. All right, we'll just go around a little. You can always bend things back in place. And then let's trim him off.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
Okay, and now the long
Won't stop for traffic.
one that we have left, we'll kind of overlap him here. And then also start to wrap him around the bead. Maybe we'll come up and around the center. And then start to work your way back down the sides of the bead and around to the base. All right, now he's not completely center in there, so you might have to then go back and just bend your wires and your petals into a better shape.
Trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down.
Okay,
Up and start from
now over here with this guy.
and I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
Okay, so we've got something going on. Let's take this wire and just, actually you could go bigger, that'd be kind of cool. This one I'm gonna do a little different. Da-da-da-da. Wrap it around as much as you want, and then when you're ready, trim it. I put a little hook going inward towards the bead and make sure it's hidden. And adjust as needed. All right, and then you're gonna figure out which is gonna be your top, where you're gonna hang it from. So sometimes if I have one that's a little bit larger than the others, maybe that's the one that I'll choose, but just kind of turn it until you find the side that you like. So I'll use this one and then make sure he's hanging straight up and down. All right, now to get a little shape to your wires, because you can see they're a little bent, I'm going to use a pencil, come to the underside, and just bend them down. So I'm using my thumb on the center of the flower and then my other thumb here just to kind of bend both sides right where that outward bend is. So now the tips of the petals are pointing down. Okay, And then once you have that, then come to the end here and you're gonna lift up. You wanna try to get that like more flat. And go around and do all of the petals. And of course, always go back in and adjust. Voila. Of course, you could just make this into a pendant, just as is. What I would suggest doing, if you wanted to make a pair of earrings and you wanted to save some time, of course you can make them individually just using your measurements, or at the beginning you could take your 20 gauge wire and you could bend both of the wires at the same time. If it's not too much for your like hands to handle, we could maybe even shorten up the petals a little bit. If we wanted to make a smaller pair of earrings, just do like 1/2 inch. And just work at it this way until you get all 5 done. Unless that gets a little messy. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to do this with the camera and tripod equipment right next to me, but you know, it would save some time and maybe they would come out a little bit more even.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out.
Looks like Bart Simpson hair.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
So these are ready to go on to the ear hooks. Hey, if you want a tutorial on how to make an identical pair of ear hooks, very quickly, I do have another tutorial on how to do that. I don't think it's a very long tutorial. I think it's a very quick one. So I will post that down below in the description and probably at the end of the video. Also, these are still shiny copper, and if you want to patina the earrings, I have a tutorial as well on how to patina your copper jewelry. Here we go. Just to compare them to the other pair. We did make them a little bit smaller, so if you don't want like huge flowers on your ears, got some options. Flowers everywhere. These are so fun to make. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This is a really fun design to know how to do. You can use this technique, you know, now you know how to make leaves and the shape. You can apply that design element to a lot of your designs. So have fun with this. Thank you to those that are tagging me in their Instagram posts after you do these tutorials. I love seeing the photos of your completed work. This is the earring that I'm working on for our next tutorial. Obviously there will be two. But make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Oh yeah. God, I am losing it today. Make sure that you're subscribed and that when you hit subscribe, you also hit the little bell so you get the notifications for when the tutorials come out. Be looking for this one next week. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back in a few more days with another tutorial. Stay well.